bipartisan group of senators is negotiating legislation that would impose sanctions on Russia to deter the country from invading Ukraine. Joining us now, two members of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. We'll get to Senator Ben Cardin in just a moment. We begin with Republican Senator John Barrasso. Senator, welcome back to Fox News Sunday. Good to have you with us. All of the senators received a closed-door intel briefing at the end of last week, and there are quite startling figures and news coming out of that. One is from the Joint Chiefs Chair, Mark Milley, who said that it's possible that Kabul could fall inside of 72 hours. What was your reaction when you came out of that briefing in terms of where this is headed?
Well, first, let me just say the picture that really tells the story is that picture from the Olympics of Putin and Xi, because Putin is the clear and present danger and Xi is the long-term threat. And to see the two of them standing in solidarity and seeming to be eager to double-team America is going to be a real test of President Biden's resolve. So the question now comes down to Putin and does he or doesn't he? It's not can he or can't he. He certainly has the potential to do this if he decides to move. I think it's incumbent upon us to do everything we can to discourage that action. But ultimately, he's going to make that decision by himself. It became clear to me from the briefing that he's not going to take input from others. He is a predator. He's going to see what it costs him and what he gets. And if we put biting sanctions in place right now, without delay, before an attack, then those will be financial, as well as make sure Ukraine has the weapons that they need to defend themselves. That's not U.S. troops. That's Ukraine defending themselves with first-class weapons. Then that will make Putin think twice.
So if Putin rolls in, the question is going to become, what do we do? Do you see something happening here that's some sort of arms agreement that allows Putin to be in Ukraine and then sort of take some arms off the table? I mean, you heard, I hope, Jake Sullivan moments ago, and there's a commitment to put troops in the region, but not in Ukraine, which I think a lot of people agree with. I know your colleague Josh Hawley agrees with that. But how far are we willing to go is the question.
Yeah, I think Putin hasn't made his final decision yet. I think you're 100% right. He does use energy as a weapon, and we can talk more about that. But we ought to have biting sanctions in place now, not later. We have a bipartisan piece of legislation that we've been working on. And I'll tell you, what is happening now is the administration has been weak-kneed on this. They've been dragging their feet. They want Democrats to water it down. We need pressing, biting sanctions now, not after an invasion. What Putin is talking about has been putting together the old Soviet Union. Ukraine is the first part of that. He wants to swallow the whole thing, and it is the second largest country in Europe. We need to prevent that through letting him know that it's going to be very painful if he tries to do it. If he gets away with it, that's the bigger problem. He needs to choke on trying to swallow Ukraine, because if it's easy pickings for him, my worry is that then China moves against Taiwan and Iran moves quickly to a nuclear weapon.